right, let's get our guest speaker up here. Young man hails from South Carolina. You saw that Summersville area. I go out to South Carolina, Miss Lynch. He'll drive me up the highway day and night. We come back at night, take me to the hotel. He goes, man, why you paying for a hotel? You ain't never here. Sleep on my couch. If you're okay with that. Shoot, I still sleep on couches as I go to visit people if they let me to. And I just appreciate him so much. We have went in small towns so small going to South Carolina. I didn't know they had small towns like that. One side says stop sign, the other side says goodbye. Population of 5 people and 2 rats and a roach. We stopped at a gas station one time. That's a true story. We stopped at a gas station in South Carolina. The guy was Middle Eastern, hardly speak English. He in there showing the plan. I couldn't believe it. I was like, look at this. I wish I'd have got my camera out, Mr. Danny Payne, took a picture of that because he don't stop. This man is everywhere. He is all over South Carolina. Got a big group up there going. Got a lot of people up there, some pastors that are rocking it, and he's doing a fantastic job. Ladies and gentlemen, for the month of August, to kick us off for the first training in August, let's give a warm welcome to none other than Regional Director, Mr. Curtis Evans.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's here and I hope everybody's doing well. We're in a very, very big time, not only in your lifetime, but in the lifetime of humanity. I mean, just to be here in the United States in this last 100 years, you won the lottery. I'm gonna go over some numbers for you, and then we're gonna go over the future. Okay, let's go over the past real quick. The past. On this planet, they recommend these numbers out. You probably heard from me before. On this planet, they've estimated, paleontologists, they estimate that we've had around 117 billion people that ever lived. Now, how they know that, I will never know. About 117 billion, only 8 billion are alive today. Now, that's a lot of people. 8 billion people are alive today, but compare 8 billion to 117, and you'll see that's just a smidgen. If it was 100, it'd be 8%. So I suspect it's around 6% of the people that ever lived on the planet are alive today. And you're one of them. On this magic thing, Ms. Thomas just talked about TVs and radios and all the stuff we went through, black and white and Technicolor and all the things we went through growing up. But today you're on the planet today, and we're talking through something called Zoom. I mean, the world has changed. I remember when we were just amazed to see a fax come through from one phone to another phone, a box. The world has changed dramatically. I mean, a whole lot between the time I was born and you were born until right now. But sometimes it happens so slowly that we just got to get used to all this stuff. We think it's no big deal to be on a Zoom call with someone in Atwater, California, or someone in Fresno, California, or someone in Seattle. What's the big deal? Because it hasn't always been like that. If you were a child and you were born today, wouldn't you think what's the big deal? In fact, a lot of us didn't know what Zoom was before COVID. Before COVID, we didn't know what Zoom was. We were doing things in a different way. So with that said, what I want you to do is just get excited about being on the planet today. Out of that 117 billion people that ever lived, you're part of the 8 billion that's on the planet today. Back in the day, we used to die from appendicitis. Someone had a toothache, someone, just had a snake bite, died. The doctor did not wash their hands between operations, you died. And they would put down on the death certificate natural causes because they didn't know what you died from. They just knew you died. So they put down natural causes. And today, any of those things happen to you today, a bee sting or a snake bite or this or that. In fact, I almost died in 1967. In 1967 in Atwater, California. I almost died. I was sick as a dog. I mean, sick. And my dad was one of the people you didn't talk back to. I never talked back to him because he was just a tough military guy. You stay in your place, you're a child. I was sick. I didn't know why I threw it up and all that. And I was in 7th grade in a place called Castle Air Force Base, and it was Castle Gardens. I was in Castle Gardens in Atwater, California. 5th Street, 301 5th Street. That was the street, that was a house in the street that I was on. And we lived there, and I was sick as a dog. And I went around to my dad, and sometimes you gotta man up. You have to man up, because my dad was talking to a vacuum cleaner salesman around the corner, and I was like I was hot and cold and sick, and I put some clothes on. I was sick for a couple of days. and went around the room. I said, I got to go to the hospital. And he said, boy, you see, I'm talking to a sales guy here, and I ain't got time for. I said, Daddy, I need to go to the hospital right now. He said, well, I'll take you soon. I said, no, I'm getting on my bike. I'm going to the hospital. I was going to ride out to the Air Force Base, go to the guards, and I knew exactly what the hospital was. He said, oh, no. He told the salesman, you got to go. My son must be sick if he's talking back to me. If he's talking back to me like that, he must be sick. And so he took me to the hospital. They checked me out. They put me in emergency surgery right then. I went right into the operating room. And he said, if I'd been there a couple hours later, I'd been gone. I would have died in Atwater, California in 1967, I believe it was. Okay, that April. So what I'm telling you that for is because how crazy the world is. Now nobody dies from stuff like that no more because they can fix it, find out, and take care of it. Now, out of that 8 billion people on the planet today, a smidgen of what ever lived, 350 million, some say 330, but 350 million people live in the United States. And that is about 4% of the world's population. So we think we're all that, but we got a big country with a Atlantic Ocean on one side, a Pacific Ocean on the other side, and a friendly neighbor to the north. We got nuclear submarines. Nobody's bothering us. We're safe, okay? Out of the 350 million people, we're only 4% of the world's population today, just 4% of the world's population today, which is only something like 6% of all the people that ever lived. So you are fortunate you won the lottery if you're sitting in an air-conditioned house or home somewhere, flying on an airplane at 550 miles an hour, going outside, getting in a car instead of riding on a horse. You are very, very fortunate. And Mr. Thomas talked about some of the other things that we're just enjoying right now. But of all the changes that took place between getting on that horse and riding downtown or going across the country on a wagon trail, getting from one place to another, going to an outhouse in the back of the house yard, just all those changes that have taken place in the last few years is nothing compared to the changes that are going to happen in the next 5 years. All the changes that's happened to the planet Earth and all the changes that happened in the last 50 years pale in comparison to what's going to happen in the next 5 years. And we are in front of it. We know about it. We're eyes wide open. We're right in front of it. We know what's going to happen. And so after today, I want to make sure you understand this thing called AI is going to be really big. Some of the people on this call today that have a job won't have it because AI is going to take advantage of it. That's why the employment numbers are down right now, because a lot of employers are anticipating replacing a lot of people working with AI. In fact, for the first time a couple of months ago, they registered that the college educated people getting out of college or got through college, their unemployment rate was higher than someone that did work with a mechanic or a tool or a shovel or something, because this thing called AI is huge. Now we're in a business. All of us are in a business, and we'll be able to take advantage of this technology. How are we going to be able to do it? We got some ideas. But I know the chief officer of ACN was at a real big AI convention just a few weeks ago, okay? Because there's a lot going on and this world will change. So if you are just struggling with your business, you're talking to people, they're not paying any attention, or they're not that interested, or they sound like I'm okay, I'm doing good. I call your cousin, call my brother, call my sister. They all say they're doing good, and you think something must be wrong. Well, don't worry, they're going to be coming to see you, okay? Because a lot of them won't be doing. You go to Chick-fil-A app, you go through that, you can go through the line, or you can go pay for your food, or you can go through the app with any of these fast food places and go right there and get your food just like that. Just scan a QR code and tell them you're here, boom, go straight into your food's ready. You can go past 40, 50 people and pick up your food. And this is happening everywhere, even in the stores, scanning this. We think it's normal, just scan something. I remember standing in a line with 20 people with grocery bags over grocery carts, trying to get out while somebody's checking you out. These things are changing. Go to the movies. We go in there, show them our phone, we go right in. And things are going to change dramatically again. This is just the beginning of it. And so I want you to be aware is that there's a lot of stuff that's happening. We're looking for a cure for cancer. AI is going to find it. Okay, we've been looking for that for a long time. Different things that it can do that the scientific community is going to be able to need. they'll use, and they'll be able to do it so quickly. There'll be so many things that they'll be able to do so quickly. I can't get into all of it now, but I need you to become a student of two things. A student of AI is find out how you can use it. How can you use AI to find who in your town is looking for a business opportunity now? How can you use AI to find out who in your city, who in your particular area is looking for a home security service right now? Who in your city went to the computer, went to the internet, and they're looking for energy? They're want to reduce energy. Who in your city wants to build a huge business in town right now? Who in your state, in your driving distance, is interested in starting a home-based business for less than $1,000? Who is tired of their career and want to make a change, but they don't want to do something that this computer is going to be able to do? This is going to be a major change. And so Tony Robbins is one of my mentors. Tony Robbins, last night, 5 to 7 years, we're going to have more. He said in the last 100 years, in the next 5 to 7 years. Now, today, after talking with me here today, you know about it. Now, what are you going to do about it? Okay. If all the major companies are getting involved and you own a company, you got your own ACM business. So don't say, well, I'm going to see what Greg Parvazano is going to do or what Mr. Cooper is going to do or what Mr. Thomas is going to do. It's going to require your creativity so that you understand what this monster is. It's a good monster, and how this monster is going to be able to help you to find customers. How this monster is going to be able to help you find what? IBOs. And people that are serious, because they will, I mean, it's going to get so bad that if you sign me up into the business, I'll go back to work tomorrow. Something's going on there. Everybody's worried. I'll bring back 5 IBOs. I'll bring back 10 IBOs tomorrow, right? Because things are just getting bad. And they're getting bad because there's this thing that happened that displaced so many people all over the place. Remember the agricultural age and the horse and buggies and all that. I don't remember all that. But remember that when they made the car, they put a lot of horses out of business and a lot of people that made carriages out of business. A lot of things changed. And when they made tractors, they put a lot of people out there. People that used to work in the fields, they didn't have to do this or that no more. Because that technology took over. When they made airplanes, trains slowed up. We start carrying stuff and less people because of airplanes. Okay, every one of those big technologies weren't bad for us. In fact, an airplane is probably more efficient taking 600 people across some X amount of people across country than if all those people drove a car separately. You know, it's so technology is going to save us a lot. But if you're in front of it, we're trying to stay on this subject most of the month. How to build, because things are going to change. In the past, I went out and still do. I got one today, two names and numbers. So you still do what you do, but let AI help you out, okay? You got to understand it first. Don't let it be a mystery to you. And if you don't get it at first, that's okay. I didn't get trigonometry. I was in 3rd grade, and my worst day of my life in 3rd grade. This is a joke here. I tell everybody this. My worst day of my life was in 3rd grade when I got a B- on my trigonometry test. I mean, it was really bad. I really felt bad, you know. And everybody's sitting there saying, what kind of trigonometry test you had in 3rd grade? None. But that was a bad day. But what I'm telling you is this is where the world is going. And for once in your life, you're in front of something. It's like being in the ACN when they started in 1993. Who would love to be an IBO in 1993? Okay, when ACN just started up and you got Al Thomas in your downline. You got Mike Mazer in your downline. You got Mr. Pachuti. You got all kinds of people in your group. Okay, because you were in front of something. You were in front of something, and so don't let us just blow this thing here. Let's still do our regular stuff that we're always doing, but we're concerned about how can I use this tool to help me grow my business, help me find customers and find IBOs. How can I use that tool? Okay. And remember now, we're not talking about something that's coming. It's here. Mr. Mills will tell you, AI is here. It is not like, well, when it gets here, we'll know what to do with it. It is here. Okay. And so you can start using it now, but we need to understand the monster. We need to know what we got. So start looking around and be a little interested in it. This little thing called TV, this little thing called the radio, this little thing called the internet, this little thing called cars, this little thing called airplanes. be interested in it. Find out what it's about so you can get in front of something, okay? Because this is the next big thing that's going to happen. Not to people in California, not South Carolina, not to the people in the United States, not to people in Canada. This was going to happen to people all over the earth. So I'm happy to say I was here when it happened, okay? With that said, I'm going to turn the floor back over to Mr. Thomas. And I'd love to see everybody. If you want to get a real good feel for this, you need to be at the convention in Florida. I mean, I can think of 1,000 reasons not to go. The biggest one, I don't have the money. Get the money. If someone in your family was sick down there, you be down there. Go to the convention, okay? This, what I'm talking about, and some of the things that are going to happen this fall in our business with not only the addition of health insurance. Reggie Lawson just put on a new health insurance client. And I got a lead. I mean, mine is these people are calling us now. They're calling us energy customers. People calling us. Okay, now suppose you had AI and people are just getting with you about something we have. So I just want you to be really, really focused this year. This year is going to be a big year, a big flip-flop year in your life. With not only that, but the company. But you won't know about it because you missed a convention in Florida. And someone was telling you on Zoom, I'll see what they did when I get back. When Zoom is, I'll get back to Zoom on Monday and they'll tell me what happened at the convention. Man, I'm telling you, get there, sit down with the co-founders on Friday night in that special meeting, listen to what's going on, listen to the new products and services, listen to with health insurance. We got health insurance, we got car insurance coming, we got homeowners insurance coming, and we got fintech, which is banking and financial services coming. So this company is not sitting around. And what we know of it is is just getting started. We're at the front of ACM when AI started up. We were plugged in and we were pushing and we were ready to go. All right, that's all I have. I'll turn the floor back to Mr. Thomas.